Hi everyone, I'm Marlon. This is MVPittman Cross Sim Racing. Today I have a couple of things that I'd like to do. One of them is to describe some of the ways I plan on improving content on this YouTube channel, and the other one is to work on, let me pull it off without looking, work on this wheel. Some of you guys have asked about USB pass-through, and what I did on this wheel is actually USB pass out. So what I'll try to do is make this spacer in this location, and in doing so, hopefully show you guys a few things. So let's address that first thing. Content here is sporadic because the channel's new and I'm new to doing content on YouTube. But I do have a list of things that have been both suggestions and planned improvements. So I'm just going to kind of walk through them. I've got a list, and I'd like to tell you about them. And you know, this probably should be 2 videos, but efficiency. I'm going to make 1 video, and it'll be long, and you'll be okay. So the first thing I'd like to do is simply just make more content. Part of what makes channels successful on YouTube is if you go and look and see, oh, there's something new, I'm gonna go watch it. If some other channel has something new, you're more likely to go watch that. So hopefully just more content. I've got a lot of ideas, a lot of questions that people want answered, and I'm hoping that that will help improve the channel for everybody who watches it. Another thing is scripts. So most of my videos have been unscripted, and one thing I'm hoping to do is get a script and also a teleprompter. I actually have the Elgato teleprompter, and so really the only reason scripts aren't happening is because I'm not doing them. But I do try to start with a general idea of what I'm talking about, and getting that solidified will help with the rambling that sometimes happens on here. Maybe a few less ums and a few less pauses. One other thing that I am hoping to implement, and is pretty easy, is thumbnails. So if you look at the videos and some random scene just shows me with my hands up and my eyes looking off camera or something like that, you know, sometimes people really look at those thumbnails and decide whether or not they're going to watch the video based only on that. So what I'd like to do is, you know, put in some work on generating, in addition to the scripts, relevant thumbnails that are interesting and help guide people to the content that's on here. On-screen integration with OBS. So most of the time I talk with my face and my hands, and I like doing that, but sometimes you guys want to see what's going on. So, you know, there have been improvements in some software that associates with steering wheels, and I would like you guys to be able to see that when I touch and you know, interact with the wheel. Sometimes you want to see what happens on there. So there's that. Or, you know, I'm not really into racing and having people watch. I know when people produce content of them racing, I'm kind of like, well, I could watch you race, or I could race. So usually I just choose to race. But like I mentioned, sometimes people just want to see what's on the screen. A workbench camera. So actually when I do this video today, you're just going to see me putting things down, lifting them up, showing them to you. It's going to take longer, and you won't be able to watch as I do things. So the narration is going to be, I guess, disjointed, and I think I'd like to resolve that. All these things, you know, I think they're going to be helpful, but it'll take time for me to get into the rhythm of adding them to what I do. In addition to that workbench camera, I like to do multiple cameras. So I do have more than one webcam. I have a couple of GoPros. So I think what I'd like to do is, you know, definitely work on getting different camera angles and integrating them into what you see on the screen. In addition to that whole multiple camera thing, I'm probably ready to start moving away from single take videos. It's easier for me to simply talk record, upload, move on to the next thing. And that does help with the idea of generating more content, but those videos just aren't really enough. If I scripted and could get that content down, it would help, but I think most people, after about 7 minutes, they're disengaged. So if I can get a lot of content, edit it down to get it into something smaller, that might work out. So eventually, we're going to move on from those single take videos. And I'll probably use DaVinci Resolve to help shorten that content. And also, outtakes. I think there's some things that I record that I really wouldn't want you to see. And I'm hoping that the editing process will help with that. Actual product reviews. So a lot of times I'm simply answering questions with videos. What is this? What do people think about this? Why is this way? Marlon just talking randomly about some subject. So a lot of people are like, hey, I want to watch this video so I can find out how to do something, how to buy something, why I should buy something. So I'm thinking, moving more towards that how and more towards the why should I spend money. Obviously, that brings with it a few things that are of controversy. How do you avoid conflict of interest? How do you set standards for reviews, that kind of thing. So down the line, I would like to actually review products that either I have, that I bought, or that someone sends me. I've got methods for trading with other people and things like that, and I have a few things in stock that I think people would be interested in. Added value for people who join the channel. I think that would be a good way to both drive membership, drive content, drive people sending money, which really is kind of the end goal in a lot of these things, is to make improvements so that the channel becomes viable and not just some hobby that I do because I didn't have anything better to do. So my hope is to figure out how to get people to join the YouTube channel rather than subscribe, and to offer them something that actually has value. So one of the things I'm thinking about is I am reasonably competent in making some 3D printed items. So maybe a link to an Etsy store, maybe an available STL that you can download if you are a member, so you don't have to pay individually for those files. Some of the things that could also be of value, or some people like watching the outtakes, the things that I wouldn't show you. So maybe I can put those in a special place. People can vote on the next video that I do or propose video ideas. I think I would definitely restrict that to people who contribute to the channel rather than simply saying you should do this. I think I think people who make contributions are entitled to a little more influence. Maybe you can come up with a Patreon or a Ko-Fi, probably both. And finally, affiliate links. So one of the things that I'm hoping that will be revenue generating is to say, oh, I looked at this thing, maybe I used a tool, maybe I used a product, and I can offer an opportunity to get a discount on that item, and then I get basically a kickback. And again, we talked about what product reviews look like and how to maintain integrity when doing affiliate links. People got to eat. So I think that that is probably a legitimate way to do things. And of course, we'll definitely identify those things as we go along. So I'm going to wrap that part up and maybe move on to the next video. But this has already been about 10 minutes. So perhaps we'll just do this wheel update in another video and move on and wrap this one up. So this has been just a kind of an update on how things are going to improve, how things will change, and hopefully you'll join me in the future. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.